You'll pay nothing for flat repairs or replacements. Real value with honest service you can count on, mile after mile. It's a limited lifetime tire guarantee only at Midas. You know, something very interesting just happened. We always love talking about fan rules on our show. Dan Orlovsky is going to join us in a couple minutes. So Rob Lorenzo, who does all of the brilliant work on social and digital at Unsports ESPN on Twitter, at Unsportslike on Instagram, is a huge Cleveland Cavaliers fan. Mm-hmm. He's from Toledo, Ohio. And we were just giving him crap about, like, oh, boy, you lost the Celtics last night. You got blown out by 20 points. Terrible loss. Tatum's not playing, breaking news.
Yeah.
And Rob's response was, well, I didn't see it because I was at a concert, so, like, it kind of doesn't count. If you're a fan and you don't watch the game and you have a terrible loss or don't listen to the game here on ESPN Radio, does it then not count? If the Cardinals had some awful loss and it was during, it can't happen this way, but hypothetically, during the marathon, I didn't see it. I was running the marathon. Is it not then an awful loss? Because that's what Rob just tried to pull off here. It's an interesting move.
You know, even though I am very important to the Cardinals' success, I think they still count the wins and losses if I'm not tuned in.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
It's weird. I don't know why.
But you saw that's what Rob just tried to do there.
Well, he doesn't want to talk about it because it was absolutely an embarrassing performance by his team. It's embarrassing.
Pat Costello agrees with...
soiled themselves.
Pat Costello wants to chime in on this. Pat, go ahead.
Yeah, if I don't watch it, it basically didn't even happen. So, like, what am I going to try to defend or not defend a bad loss? Like, it doesn't even matter. I didn't see it, so who cares?
But it still happens.
Yeah, did it.
The Twin Towers for the Cavs got dominated.
Yeah, it's
by
like game 5 or whatever.
And Minot.
Hey, put some respect on Kata's name, buddy.
No, I mean, I'm just saying.
Buddy.
Yeah, he's Portuguese.
Listen. I'm not trying to disparage him because he's in the NBA, but he's not supposed to be an all-star like Jared Allen, and you're not supposed to be an all-NBA performer in Evan Mobley. They got dominated last night. Embarrassing.
Yeah, but does it even matter?
So if a Dodgers fan didn't see the game last night, it doesn't matter?
That's
the
different, though. That's
Okay,
the World
so
Series.
it's
This is game 5 or whatever of the NBA season. Like, whatever.
Last night was game 5 of the Dodgers, too.
I'm contemplating
That's
firing.
a fair comp, Cam.
I'm contemplating firing Mike Brown after 4 games, and Rob's like, I didn't watch it, so it doesn't count.
You're trying
Nuno's
to
built
fire every
different.
coach.
That's what he's saying. He's built different.
All right, Dan Orlovsky is walking in, ESPN NFL analyst.
What's going on?
Joins us here on Unsports.
How's everybody doing?
What's up, Dan?
We're doing well. How are you?
I'm great.
Okay.
Traffic bad today, man.
What are you looking at?
The candy.
Dan gave out his NFL Live candy rankings the other day.
I would go 1.
Reese's 1.
Reese's Pieces.
Pieces, very important.
Yes.
Reese's Pieces, not cups.
Yeah, Reese's Cups. Everyone knows my feelings on that. I'd go Kit Kat 2. I'd go Whopper 3, Twix 4.
Those are your
Twix 4
So
is
disrespectful
crazy.
to the Twix.
I'm not a massive caramel person.
So disrespectful.
Caramel, it's sticky, it gets all over your, like, top of your mouth, it's teeth, all that. Like, it's too much, man.
Are you going to take any of these when you leave?
No, dude. I got a sweet tooth. So the best form of self-discipline is self-deprivation. Maybe
Okay, well, that took a turn. All right.
That's too deep for
All right, Dan,
7:34 in the morning.
You
Yeah.
asked the
Way too
question.
deep.
That kind of broke my
Don't
brain
have it
right
in the
there.
house.
Way too deep.
No sugar?
Can't eat it if you don't have.
Don't
Oh, no, we
sabotage
do.
your environment.
We do, yeah. I remember having a teacher. I started dating a girl in high school. I think she was like in my English class or something, and she said, "Don't blank where you eat." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And she was like, "Just be careful who you're dating when they're in your same class." I was like, "All right."
The English teacher told you that?
Yeah.
Good advice.
The English teacher is weighing in on kids'
So date
relationships?
another girl that's in the school. Don't date a girl that's in your class.
That's what she was saying, yeah.
How does that?
How old were you?
15, 16, high school.
It's an interesting thing for a teacher to weigh in on.
Yeah, right.
Were you doing something in the class?
No, dude, I was a traditional jock. Like,
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Very strange.
Wow. Dan, you put something on Twitter this week, or a few things on Twitter this week that I thought were really interesting. You said about the Baltimore Ravens who play tonight against the Dolphins, quote, a lurking giant.
Yeah.
Explain.
well, the team that we're going to see tonight, and really the offense we just haven't seen this year. And just to remind everybody, last year that offense and the one we'll see tonight, for the most part, has come back, was historically great. I mean, the things that they did offensively last year We're historically great, but we have not seen a single snap this season when it's Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins, Isaiah Likely, and Patrick Ricard on this offense. And so while they've struggled certainly and obviously off to a poor start, we just don't know exactly what this year's team is going to be because the offense hasn't been whole and hasn't been healthy. And so this is a team last year that accomplished historical things. Like what happens if this offense picks up kind of where it left off last year? And now all of a sudden the AFC North is a completely different conversation than it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, and so is their AFC playoffs.
Dano, right now the Baltimore Ravens are the betting favorite to win the AFC North. So say they turn it around based on what you just said. Does that become an indictment on Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin?
Yeah. This was the easiest division in football to win 3 weeks ago. And so for the Steelers to have the advantage that they had, not only because of their own health, but everyone else's lack of in the division, to have the schedule that they had and the lead, and then somehow, if they do blow it, this would be a massive disappointment and an utter failure, no question, because this was 2-3 weeks ago the easiest division of football to win.
Dan, we have Bills Chiefs this weekend. Is anything that you can see from the Buffalo Bills important enough to influence how you would view them if they matched up again in the postseason?
Where the game is played. I think it's a must-win for Buffalo because of that. I go back to last year's playoff and that 4th down when Josh is running around and launches the ball up and it's that fluttering catch, no catch, Kincaid. If that play would not happen that way if it was in Buffalo. And so I think location of a potential playoff game winner go home is enormous for Buffalo. I don't see Buffalo getting to the Super Bowl if not for being in Western New York and having everybody have to go through there and play through there because of the style of offense that they play and the motions. I'd say this in specific to this weekend's game, Josh has got to play better. Josh has not played better really in the last 2 or 3 weeks. He's got to get better. He's got to play less frustrated. They need a perimeter player on the outside to step up. And if it's for Joey Bosa and Maxwell Harrison, who's their first-round pick, listen, guys, this is why you were brought here, for this kind of game. So I think it's a must-win for Buffalo when it comes to their kind of realistic long-term Super Bowl plans.
We're talking with Dan Orlovsky, ESPN NFL analyst. What's more likely, that Patrick Mahomes, by the end of his career, has a rival that he's already played a bunch against or that he will play a bunch against?
Break that down.
Allen and Jackson, we don't consider his rivals.
I do.
Well, but they never beat him.
Yeah, but we all know. I mean, we all know that those matchups have created legendary performances by Patrick and that Chiefs football team. So without those games happening, it's the mystique of Patrick is a little bit lessered because he's had to have so many ridiculous moments to beat those guys, mainly Josh, instead of Lamar. So I
they're
understand
Washington Generals to his Harlem Globetrotters.
That's again above my brain level. So I understand the context of that Josh hasn't beaten him and Lamar hasn't beaten him when it's mattered.
No, that's a really interesting. Those games are obviously rigged, but what he's saying is, and I think it's an excellent way of looking at it, is the general's job is to make the Globetrotters look as great as possible. Obviously, the goal is not that for Allen and Jackson.
But it's been the result.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what we have been wondering is whether or not, is it more likely that Drake May, or if there's a third Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts, hypothetically, or maybe Herbert or Knicks or somebody else could be more of the rival, as we define it, as win games against them in the playoffs, than the two that have already been deemed as rival.
Well, I would tell you then, if we're going off that, then Hurts is already the guy. I mean, Hurts is that person who's already done it, and he's done it twice, once for a win. I would tell you that I think Josh has probably had more iconic moments. I mean, that playoff game, the 13 seconds one, I don't know if we'll ever experience something like that in the near future. So I think it's still that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are still the guys, certainly, that are those rivals because they're capable of it. Their teams and their rosters are capable of it. They just haven't gotten it done.
Dano, who's the best team in the NFC?
Oh, Detroit. I think Detroit's the best team in the NFL. I think the best team in the NFL is the Detroit Lions. I've remained that way for 2 or 3 weeks now. I think the top 5 teams in the NFL are Detroit 1, Kansas City 2, Indy 3, the Rams 4, and Seattle 5.
Ooh.
Detroit's got the best running back duo in football. They got as good an offensive line as anybody. Their quarterback's playing as good as anyone. They got a receiver that's good as anybody. They got a secondary that's ball hawking and as good as anybody, and a defensive line that is just getting healthy. Hutch and McNeil coming back, just getting healthy. So I think
So is his bank account.
I think Detroit's right. I think that's the best team in football.
Notably, the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles not in the top 5. Saquon just got going last week. Why don't you have them there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm encouraged by what they did offensively over the last 2 weeks. I still think their offensive line is not as dominant as Detroit's and certainly what it was last year. A.J. Brown's health is a little bit of a thing now, too. Hamstrings aren't just something when it comes to perimeter players that get better as the season goes on or certainly go away easily. And I still think that defensively, they're trying to figure out how they can mask some of the secondary, specifically opposite, players like Quinyon Mitchell issues. So, offensively, there's things that you can get into to really attack that defense differently this year than you could last year. Very, very, very good team, and I'm encouraged by their performance, but I don't think they're as good as Detroit.
Dan, I like how dismissive you've been towards some offenses this year, and because I totally agree with you. So,
Here's some issues.
No, here's why. When you put out there this week, NFL teams must QB under center, multiple tight ends, 6 offensive line, 4-by-1 formation, and play action early. Explain those musts. You don't have to go one by one, but just overall philosophy and why you are disappointed in some of the teams that are not doing that.
Yeah, because one, we're back in offensively, stylistically, to like most teams having to play 25 years ago. There has to be a willingness to be physical. There has to be a willingness to play vertical. We went for a stretch in the NFL where like horizontal football was the best because of the 53 and a third in space and the rules and whatnot. And teams caught up to that defensively when it come to some of their personnel and athletics and the style that they played. Teams were more daring you to hand the football off than to throw it. And now the teams that have said, okay, we'll hand the football off and go at you instead of try to go around you have been the benefactors of it. I think the second thing is you have to then, in their 4-by-1 world, like there's has to be a mandate for cheap yards offensively. It's too hard to drive the field, the length of the field with penalties right now and the lack of precision in the pass game. So getting into that and being able to gather cheap yards offensively is absolutely
enormous. What's a cheap
enormous.
yard? Dump off to a running back, tight end?
Kick the ball outside to the numbers right now and go get 4 yards. Think of what the Washington Commanders do. Think of what the Kansas City Chiefs do. And that's not in a negative fashion. It's just go get cheap yards because the passing game isn't as precise as it was 25 years ago from an offensive perspective. It's more talented, it's more dynamic, but it's not as precise. To go get 15 yards 25 years ago, you had to drop back and throw a 14-yard comeback on the numbers, on time, to the boundary, and the timing of it had to be flawless because of the rules. You could beat receivers up off the line of scrimmage years ago. You can't anymore. And I think the other thing is, if you are as an offense don't have a counterpunch to your main thing, the thing that you major in, you're holding yourself back. So that goes back to some of the under center and the play action. I'm okay with you majoring in something. You have to have a counter that you also major in. And if you don't have a counter that you major in, defenses aren't scared of you. They might respect your talent. They're not scared of you.
Who's the team that has the biggest issue when it comes to that?
God bless, man.
It's a great follow-up. You got to answer it.
Yeah.
Just say it. I know you. I
have. I think that there's a handful of teams right now. Like, here's the example, and I love these guys. Atlanta would be a team for me that still is crazy talented on offense. I think they major in something. And so then do you major in the counterpunch as well? That's one of the things that has always made a coach like Shanahan great and McVay great. They major in the counter. They major in the setup. And right now, if you watch Atlanta, there's a lot of things that they do that talent-wise, you're like, man, that's cool. But when teams are anticipating what you're going to do, can you kill them with the counter? I don't think Atlanta's there just yet. And I think there's some other offenses that fall into that.
Dan Orlovsky, ESPN NFL analyst. Phenomenal work. Thanks for the candy breakdown and the high school dating breakdown as well. You'll see him on Get Up at 8 a.m. Eastern, first take at 10 a.m. Eastern after that. Coming up, I'm Over It with Pat Costello next.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up Thursday, NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah evaluates the 2026 NFL Draft quarterbacks class. Dan Lanning of Oregon football joins me, and actor Gabriel Luna is in studio. We'll react to Game 5 of the World Series, too. That's Thursday on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney.